Out of business?
We have maybe a month. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Hi, I'm John Charette, CPA, CMA, and founder of Phoenix CFO Solutions.
Hi, I'm Bree, and today we're going to be talking and breaking down the episode of The Office, Season 5, Episode 25, Broke.
In this episode, both the Michael Scott Paper Company and Dunder Mifflin are struggling, and an offer is made that Michael can't refuse. We'll look at 3 key points from the episode: pricing strategy, and why commodity-focused businesses should use target pricing, and porter strategies, and what Dunder Mifflin can learn, and what Michael can learn about changing their business strategy, and how MPV analysis can help analyze business acquisition and other decisions, and the importance of due diligence.
Oh. You know what we need? We need some couches in here.
Michael, we should really consider getting a delivery guy.
Oh, you know what you would love? Is if we built a loft.
Why would I love that? Can we afford a delivery guy?
Like in a dorm room. You put your desk underneath, you have your loft up top, you can sleep up top.
Yeah, I know what a loft is.
Most dorm rooms don't even have that.
Most do in the magazines.
Let's see what a delivery guy costs.
We should look into that. Or we just go for the loft. How much can we afford to pay a delivery guy?
Well, if these numbers you gave me are correct,
They are correct, sir.
then you can't afford to pay him anything.
Okay. A lame attempt at humor, swing and a miss.
Your prices are too low.
Lowest in town.
Why do you think Staples and Dunder Mifflin can't match your prices?
Corporate greed?
Look, our pricing model is fine. I reviewed the numbers myself. Over time, with enough volume, we become profitable.
Yeah, with the fixed cost pricing model, that's correct. But,
Yeah.
But you need to use a variable cost pricing model.
Okay, sure. Right. So, why don't you explain what that is so they can understand?
Yeah,
Just explain what that is.
Explain what you think that is.
Okay.
Just explain that.
As you sell more paper and your company grows, so will your costs. For example, delivery man, healthcare, business expansion.
Whatever. Yeah. So,
At these prices, the more paper you sell, the less money you'll make.
our prices are the only thing keeping us in business.
They're actually putting you out of business.
Okay. Hold on. Ty, I would like you to crunch those numbers again.
It's programmed. There's no such thing
Just
as
crunch them. Just crunch them, please.
crunch.
Did it help?
Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. They didn't just underprice, they priced below their variable cost. I had to watch it a couple times to get it. That means every sale actually loses money. They weren't running a business, they were running a paper charity. Oh my god.
Honestly, that's kind of crazy. I've watched the show multiple times, but it's below cost, so it's like, just taking paper?
Exactly! That's a variable cost. Like, every unit of paper actually loses money. And what they were charging customers, they can't even cover, they have negative contribution margin. It's just disgusting. And in plain English, it means they sell fast, they go fat. The more they sell, the faster they go broke.
Which is really funny. It's really funny because what is happening is that they think that they're gonna outdo Dunder Mifflin, and in reality, they're like actually hurting themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then it's actually not that. So it's actually really interesting that Michael fully believes that if he sells and does what he is doing by selling a lower price than Dunder Mifflin, that he's going to get all of these clients and do all of this stuff and succeed. So it's really weird.
We'll get into it. I'll explain a little bit more. Now this is where it gets even worse. Paper is a commodity product. It's basically identical no matter where you buy it from. So Michael has zero pricing power. They couldn't just charge more for Michael Scott paper because it's still just, again, paper. So when your product isn't unique, you can't win on emotion. You have to win on cost structure. And that's where target pricing is really important and comes into effect. And then here's how real companies do it. You start with the market price, say $100 a box, because that's what buyers are willing to pay. Mm-hmm. You subtract your desired profit, maybe like $30. That means your target cost can't exceed $70 if you want to hit your profit target. But Michael Scott Company was operating with costs closer to $120 per box once you include delivery, rent, and staff. They should have realized they needed to cut overhead, like they needed to be cutting costs, not adding to them, and getting their operations to where it makes sense to set such a low price, which probably isn't the case.
Yeah, so instead of working backward like that, they just picked a number and that they felt was cheaper than Dunder Mifflin.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Exactly. They tried to use market-based pricing without really understanding it. They knew Dunder Mifflin's price, and they're like, we're just gonna price it lower because that sounds cool. And they ignored the actual math that goes into covering their costs. And it's not strategy; it's just slow motion bankruptcy.
That's really, honestly, that's kind of wild. Though that's even just how they're thinking.
Only on TV. Only Michael Scott.
Only Michael Scott. So because all the papers the same, they couldn't charge more since they didn't lower their costs. They were just kind of like doomed right off the bat.
Yeah, because they didn't really understand their costs. Like they had this price in mind, but they didn't. And it's not pricing. Like they had no pricing power, no cost control, no plan. In the commodity market like paper, you can't set prices. You can only control your costs.
I mean, it's just paper, right? So
yeah, it's not special. They didn't control anything. They're like, oh.
So basically, the more they sold, the faster they lost money.
Essentially, yeah. 'Cause and they were literally selling themselves into bankruptcy. Every unit, they were losing on every unit, and the accountant was the only one in the office who like understood they were screwed.
That's honestly kind of crazy though, because when the way that they're looking at this, it just doesn't make sense of why no one was like red flag.
Not good.
Yeah.
And now we'll take a look at Dunder Mifflin's side of things.
Okay, who covers Band's pet grooming?
Oh, they're my client.
No, they were your client. They just called, said they're switching over to Michael Scott Paper Company.
Shame, Jim. I expected more.
In the last month, we have lost 10 major clients to Michael Scott.
What are we supposed to do? They keep undercutting us on price.
I don't want to hear excuses. I want to see improvements. This is unacceptable.
Hey, boss, I'd just like to point out that I have been here less time than these guys.
Why are you telling me this?
I just think the bar should be lower for a newbie.
Is this something you really want to have said?
I don't want to have said that. But I think it's important that you know it.
Alright, so this is the fallout. Dunder Mifflin's losing clients left and right because Michael's selling paper, giving away at giveaway prices, 10 major accounts. Thanos snapped away.
I mean, it's just kind of funny that they, like, why, in the scheme of things, why can't Dunder Mifflin just drop their prices as well?
Because that's how you end up in a price war. And in a price war, it's very expensive. And you really can't win by racing to the bottom. It's over who hits the ground first, essentially. Not good.
Which is kind of concerning, yeah?
I would say so. I mean, preferably you're like winning on business, not just trying to slash your prices until you go broke. Here's the bigger picture. It's a perfect example of Porter's 3 strategies. Let's break it down like recess time. There's number 1, cost leadership. You sell the same thing cheaper than everyone else. Like the kid who buys snacks in bulk, you can only win if your costs are lower. Number 2, differentiation. You sell something better or unique. Homemade cookies, not chips. People pay more because it's special. And then 3, which is your focus or niche. You pick one small group, gluten-free, vegan, and serve them better than absolutely anyone else. Dunder Mifflin used to live in the unique box. They had personal service, relatability, local reps, and now Michael jumped straight to cheap, but without cutting his costs first. So the new Dunder Mifflin's stuck in this middle, too expensive to compete on price, but too generic to stand out. It's very unfortunate.
Not quite sure what stands paper out because I've never thought of that before. So, but basically, Dunder Mifflin's profits are shrinking and Michael's cash is gone. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna crash his plane with no survivors. So exactly, that's like the margin erosion happening. One bad pricing move ripples through the whole market, and soon nobody's making money now.
So zero money for paper people.
No paper money.
That's solid.
And then, so what can Dunder Mifflin actually do now? They have like really 3 options. 1, they just lower their costs, get leaner so they can lower prices without killing their profit. They can also differentiate, offer specialty paper, faster delivery, or white glove service that kind of justifies their price. Or 3, pick like one niche in paper, like eco-friendly companies or schools, and serve them better than anyone else.
So that's like what sends it apart is eco-friendly. So like pick a lane.
Yeah, just pick. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly. They have to pick something. I mean, it's the hardest strategy: either cheap, unique, or focused. And Dunder Mifflin tried to be everything, and Michael's, tried to just be cheaper than everyone else, cheaper than physics allows. But both end up broke. And honestly, if Dunder Mifflin could try to outlast Michael long enough, they'll probably win by default, because when your competitor's math doesn't math, time's on your side.
Math ain't.
Yeah, now we're gonna go to how these 2 lovebirds negotiate. It's gonna be glorious.
All right, here we go.
Michael, in order to expedite these negotiations, we are prepared to make you a very generous offer.
And we are prepared to reject that offer.
Michael, you haven't even heard.
Never accept their first offer. What is your second offer?
$12,000. Here's the situation. Your company is 4 weeks old. I know this business. I know what suppliers are charging. I know you can't be making very much money. I don't know how your prices are so low, but I know it can't keep up that way. I'm sure you're scared, probably in debt. It's the best offer you're going to get.
I'll see your situation and I'll raise you a situation. Your company is losing clients left and right. You have a stockholder meeting coming up, and you're going to have to explain to them why your most profitable branch is bleeding. So they may be looking for a little change in the CFO. So I don't think I need to wait out Dunder Mifflin. I think I just have to wait out you.
Okay, now I don't know that I can get this. I do have to go to the board for approval. How's about $60,000? So you've thought it over, yes, and you accept our offer. We can finally put this whole thing behind us?
No.
How could you do this to me, Michael? You just cost me $60,000.
Oh,
Why are you assuming you'd get the whole thing?
it's a lot of money, okay? But we need money coming in every week. We need jobs. Wouldn't you rather have a fishing pole than a fish?
I would rather have $60,000, honestly.
No, Michael's right. Jobs are safer.
Agreed?
Agreed. But that's all, okay?
Do you realize what you're asking for here? You're talking about salary plus health benefits.
And dental
plus
this time.
insurance, taxes, Social Security for 3 people. This is a heck of a lot more than 60 grand. You're talking about a multi-million-dollar buyout.
These are our demands.
Your company cannot be worth that much.
Our company is worth nothing. Our balls are in your court.
Okay. Deal. Okay?
Can we have the room, please?
Okay, this part cracks me up every time. The Michael Scott paper company is weeks away from utter failure, and somehow Michael walks away with 3 jobs and benefits instead of bankruptcy. That's not really a negotiation. It was a magic trick with a briefcase, I guess.
Smoke bomb. Yeah, I mean, he did his best, right? He pulled out everything. So how did he pull this off, all right? David's a CFO. Shouldn't he have, been able to do something about this?
I mean, you should have he's paid for, and that's what makes this so weird. I mean, wild. I mean, let's talk about, I guess, how you would evaluate this purchase was through the NPV, net present value analysis. It's how a real CFO, like Phoenix CFO, figures out what a business is actually worth. In plain English, we've talked about NPV before, but NPV means we look at all the money the business is expected to make in the future, adjust it to today's value, because a dollar today is worth more than a dollar in the future, and subtract what it costs to buy or keep it running. If that number is positive, the business creates value. If it's a negative, you're buying a problem. And David just agreed to a big problem.
I mean, he agreed that he already agreed to the problem when he hired or when Michael left.
Yeah, everyone's company should be fired.
Because, there were so many issues already to begin with, when he was leaving, because he literally would not just, go. He was stealing the paper, he was writing, he was doing all these things, he was even, crawling around the office at one point, which makes this even funnier, is because, it's kind of delusional of what he's doing, of how do you go and try and steal from a company that you've worked for years.
Yeah, Michael Scott's success is an enigma.
Alright, well, let's look at an example and figure out how to work through this.
Let's say a business is expected to make $10,000 a year for 5 years, and your required rate of return is 10%. Say the present value of these future profits is $37,900. If it costs $40,000 to buy, then NPV equals $37,900 minus $40,000 equals negative $2,100. That means you're losing money the moment you sign the check. Now let's plug in Michael Scott's paper company. Their future cash flow aren't just low, they're super negative. They're selling below their variable costs, which means every sale makes them poorer. So the NPV of Michael's business isn't just 0, it's definitely way below 0. By any financial model, David Wallace should have just offered him nothing. In fact, he could have waited 2 weeks and picked up the pieces for free.
That's kind of crazy, though. So basically, the jobs were charity.
Exactly. From a valuation perspective, Wallace bought definitely a negative valued company with a side of Michael Scott. He just bought a headache just to make it go away. That's what we call a strategic acquisition. You're paying to eliminate the threat, not to gain an asset. Now, in the real world, this deal never clears due to due diligence. I mean, there'd be a full financial review, cash flow liabilities, customer contracts, and the minute they saw Michael Scott's margins, they'd say, "Good luck, buddy." No CFO signs off on a really negative deal without a turnaround plan or an external reason.
What is the takeaway for business owners, and what could they have done?
Yeah, business isn't worth what you feel it's worth. It's worth the present value of the cash it brings in. If cash flow is negative, so is the business. Michael didn't sell a company. He sold a problem called a W, but it really worked out for him financially. So that's our breakdown of The Office. We looked at 3 points. How target pricing is super important in a commodity-based business, how Porter's strategies might help decide how to pitch your business, and how NPV and due diligence would prevent Dunder Mifflin kind of blunders. If you liked this breakdown from a CPA's lens, hit the like button, subscribe for more CPA Reacts, drop a comment below for shows you'd like to see next, and if you run a business and want clarity on your numbers, check out Phoenix CFO Solutions, link in the description, and thank you for watching.
Bye.